Ooh-wee. Okay, am I finally live? I might be live. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Normally, I'm from Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, but today I'm here on my own YouTube channel, and this is my weekly give back that I tend to do on Wednesdays, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then, we'll go for like a half an hour longer if I have time. This is like my give back to not only my community of students and customers, and I have thousands of them through the years, but it's also for anyone else who watches ashore that says, guess what? I would love to have an organic content marketing coach with years of experience be able to assist me so that, I can have organic content marketing that can drive more traffic to my business to do more business. So, hey, Bridget from Personal Space Creations is here. What's going on? Good morning. Hi, at Personal Space Creations, or Bridget. Bridget and her husband, Darren, are students of mine. They have a brick and mortar business. They have an online business. They have 2 parallel businesses now since they started studying with me, and I'm very proud of them. They've come a long, long way. Bridget is actually quite a bit of a community leader at this point. I'm very proud of her. No matter what kind of business you have, brick and mortar, online, or a bit of both, no matter what your niche, your pitch, your product, or your sitch or situation, what I teach does work. It's platform agnostic. It is business model agnostic, software tool or app agnostic too, in large degree. Are there tools and platforms I do recommend? Yes, because if you're ready for it, wherever you are in your learning curve, they should be folded into the mix. Hey, what's going on? Positively Sassy, what's going on? Hi, Positively Sassy. When you guys go live, and I think that you should go live at least once a week on at least the top social media platform that's most important to your niche. You want to go where the attention is. Make sure you're doing it at least once a week. Make sure you let your email list and your social followers know about it. Make sure that you're on for at least 15 minutes at a minimum so that the algorithm can really warm up. Every platform, when it comes to lives, they do tend to work in many ways very similarly. You want to give the algorithm that's ruling that platform enough time to ping out enough of your subscribers or followers, whatever the platform parlance is. You get on for 5-10 minutes and you're like, no one's here, and you run away. Woo, you might not have given your platform enough time, the algorithm enough time to ping and to notify people. The more people who show up, the more they interact with you, the more that you interact with them. That sends more data points. That's more data points for the algorithm to surface. And then the algorithm goes, ooh, this is important, or at least it's useful. And then it pushes out your live and your replay later if you save it, and you should, out to more and more people who at least are followers or subscribers. And then depending upon how the platform's algorithm works, it could continue, like on YouTube, it can continue to suggest out your content to others who could benefit from it. Oh yes, hi Laura Dyson, what's going on? Melissa Pickle is here. Oh my goodness, with all the pickle peeps. Melissa Pickle, I love it. Hey Melissa, yeah, we do have to talk later. We'll need to schedule at least some time later. Okay, make sure you give this a big thumbs up, live or on the replay. It really does help me out. It would help you out on your lives too when you do those at least once a week. Make sure that you encourage people to, give you a thumbs up or a heart, whatever the platform parlance says. Also encourage people, if they can, like on a Facebook group, they might not be able to share out a live, but on a Facebook page, they might. For example, certainly here on YouTube, you can share this out anywhere you like. Let me grab my glasses. Bridget says, I'm starting to market the MLMs or multi-level marketing oils separately, the Stacey way, now that I'm starting to understand how to do it. It's kind of cool because I can track it now to see how much it grows. Melissa, yeah, I'll reach out to you after this. Yes, so multi-level marketing can use this too. That's right. Bridget's absolutely right. What I teach on this channel, if you're watching this live or on the replay and you haven't subscribed yet, you should, because my content marketing advice is meant for the more mature entrepreneur. who already has a business going, ideally, or you could be new and be useful with this. But if you're older and you're like, organic content marketing overwhelms me, I don't know if it's just a big waste of time or a distraction, whether I have the money to run ads or not, to run paid traffic or paid eyeballs to my stuff. I'm not against ads. I think if you're new or relatively new, either at business or with a presence on a platform or a presence in general digitally, I think just jumping straight to ads might not work, might not. Later on, it might, because all ads will do is drive people to you. And if you're not vettable and you don't have stuff that shows that you or your business is unforgettable, you're not going to get the conversions you want, more likely than not. And then you just spent a bunch of money for a bunch of people to go, meh, and they leave. Or when you have little to no presence, you won't get any conversions. You're almost guaranteed not to. The more vettable and unforgettable you are, when you can run paid ads later, you will find more conversions for your money, right? Because that KLT factor, as my students know, the know, like, and trust factor is a lot higher, right? So again, make sure you guys give this a big thumbs up. That really helps me out. You have any questions live or on the replay, make sure you put them down below, because I do have a tendency, really with all of my videos, let alone my lives and my replays, to check back within the same day to the next day, just to make sure that any of my strays are taken care of. I realize everybody can't be here live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have students all over the world in different time zones. I think they've done some updating to YouTube lives too, before I just jump into the teachings. I think they've changed some stuff in the YouTube studio when you go live. I think my comments while we're live might actually survive the replay now, because I know that's something that a lot of people have complained about. My only other thing about multi-level marketing, because I did that too for 3 years, and I took a lot of what I teach my students who aren't per se necessarily multi-level marketing. Again, a lot of what I teach is business platform agnostic. With multi-level marketing, I was the top 5% of the company that I was with for about 3 years before I was like, you know what, I have to give up the good to go for the great. I want to double down on coaching more. I kind of want to get out of working W-2 as an attorney more and just do this for a living, which I've done now for several years, and I love it. But with multi-level marketing, of course, and Bridget's an old hand at this, but I'm just going to say for anybody else who watches this live or on the replay, or you share it out, and thank you for doing that. When it comes to multi-level marketing, of course, you've got to look through your your consultant guidebook or whatever they'll call it, to make sure that if you have to get clearances on stuff you do, are they requiring that you use all of their assets that they may otherwise have when you go log into your consultant area? It depends. Different companies will do things differently. So, but for sure, and they may have their own teachings about this stuff. But one thing that Bridget said from Personal Space Creations, which I appreciate, is I do teach my students how to look really deep into their analytics or their insights, Instagram insights, your pro analytics on TikTok, your Google, webmaster dashboard for your website, because it's not enough to just look at the analytics. It's important to look at the analytics for your organic content marketing, whether it's on a website, a social media platform, YouTube, or anywhere, to see, am I getting the audience predominantly that I want to get? It's not all going to be perfect, exactly your ideal customer audience. But if you're swinging in the wrong ballpark, you need to know so that you can make your adjustments, number one. Number two, people are like, well, I do organic content marketing, and how am I supposed to know that it's effective to do so? How do I know that what I'm doing is working? Maybe I can look into some of my analytics and I can see that I'm getting women when I want that. And I want women who hit certain categories. Okay, that's great. Maybe you care that they live in certain parts of the world. Maybe you don't. But you're like, okay, I know I'm getting my audience, but how do I know how to create content week to week going forward that should be more likely than not increasingly landing with them? But you have to understand how to read your analytics to make sure that you're publishing in the right days, the right times, when your people are more active on the platform. And then you can also look at individual and then group analytics for your content over the course of, say, a slice of 7 days to a week, to know whether or not like you're getting more of the macro conversions and the micro conversions that you need to succeed. So, oh, and Bridget says in personal space creations, and that was before we had all the live platforms. Oh, that's very true. Lives are huge. I know short form video content marketing is super hot, like TikToks and Instagram Reels and even YouTube Shorts, since we're on YouTube. And that is one way to get a whole lot of traction in a very little amount of time, no matter how big your account or profile is from these platforms. And I can't say it enough. You really do have to, even if it takes some easing in, because again, I know I tend to have more mature entrepreneurs who are my students. People are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I have 2 students that are 76 years old apiece. And then, of course, I get millennials too. And what I teach works. Hey, Kathy Lakos, good to see you live. Hey, Miss Kathy. Make sure you try to like wave if you're on an Instagram live to everyone who comes in, or at the very least, like tag or at mention or thumbs up, whatever you can do on each platform to welcome people who come to your lives. It's the polite thing to do. The more you go live, the better you're going to feel about doing it. The more easy you'll feel about doing it. And then you can get better at recognizing people, waving to them, whatever, at mentioning them. And really entertaining while you're live, right? Ooh, Personal Space Creation says, my MLM doesn't offer a lot of usable assets. Not all of them do, but some of them do. But I have a popularity plan like serving that is brand specific to the oils. Popularity taught me how to use that other asset. Yes, every month. So thank you for that, Bridget. What I teach, you can use in any sort of business model. You really can. The popularity plan, for those that don't know, is like a packet of assets that I sell from month to month. There's a new one every month. And it's meant to, there's like 15 social media graphics in there, 15 corresponding captions, like for Facebook and Instagram, and even Pinterest. For your Pinterest pin descriptions, you can use them there. So that if you don't love writing or you don't have a lot of time, like it is templated. There are blanks to fill in and tweaks you might have to do, but it saves you a lot of time to get at least half of your daily content marketing done for a given month. And then there's also, as an additional bonus, there's 4 emails, one assigned to each week of the particular month that you're going to be sending, that you're working in. So this way you can do at least once a week emails to your list, no matter what size your list is. Is it under 10 people? Is it under 10,000 people? Is it more? Who cares? The people that are on your list have no idea how many other people you have on the list. All they know is that if you barely email them, they're more likely to get off your email list and stay on, because even if you're like emailing them once a week, everyone has so many emails. That's true, but you're a business. When somebody opts into your business list, just remember 60% of all people who get onto an email list actively want to be sold to. They may not be able to buy every time you make an offer, but that was the majority of the reason why they got on that list anyway. The remaining 40% of the people, when they initially get on your email list, they want whatever freebie or coupon maybe, but they also want like whatever kind of inside scoop and extras you're going to give them, whatever kind of freebies or value add type content you're going to give them. But as you move them along the spectrum to an email list newbie till they've been on for days, weeks, months, you're going to get increased KLT factor, like and trust factor with them, so that they become over time more likely to buy from you. Because after all, you've shared all this stuff with them, you have helped them, whatever. Every business model, from selling essential oils via MLM or multi-level marketing to coaches and course creators to people selling, all sorts of products, tangible stuff, digital stuff, it doesn't matter. They're not accidentally getting on a person's email list and then suddenly that person goes into multi-level marketing. Bridget's been in this long enough to know that some people, they come out of nowhere and they're like, trying to get everybody to book a party. And it's like, okay, you can ask once, right? Because you're my Aunt Benwina or whatever. But I don't want an email from you every day when I'm on your personal email list about book a party, here's the monthly special. You maybe want to start another email list where if I do want to be sold to, I'll get on that email list, Aunt Benwina, because that's for your business, right? Anybody who opts into your email list because of a coupon, a PDF, or any kind of freebie, they're there to be sold to. They're there to have a solution to whatever problem they have or a satisfaction of whatever desire they have. Don't be afraid to email your list, okay? That's content marketing too. It's also falling under the subset of email marketing. But if you're not emailing your list a minimum of once a week, when you do go for an offer, even if that's twice a month, you're more likely to get unsubscribes. So I would never just email your list like once a month for like a once a month sale. I also think that no matter what business model you're in, and you guys can ask me questions about this or anything else, that's why I'm here, also on the replay. Hashtag live, hashtag replay too, because even those quick comments help. Make sure you give this a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you haven't already, please, please, please. What was I going to say? Sorry, Miss Heather Dupe. I do want to say hi to her. Hi, Heather. And of course, if you're a student of mine, you know both live and on the replay, you can give me updates about what you've been doing for your business this week too. Okay. But if you're not emailing your list at least once a week, the trail goes kind of cold. Okay. And so that you can't make offers. Ooh, I remember what I was going to say. So let me close this loop really quickly. No matter what your business model is, if you're only making an offer on social through your email list or both, and you're only making one offer a month because you don't want to be too pushy and you don't want to be too salesy, and God forbid you have like one person on your email list go, unsubscribe, spam content. Well, you know what? An entrepreneur should be open for business every day, and statistics show that when you make more offers more often, you're going to make more money. You just are, okay? Those people aren't paying your bills. And again, they got on a business's email list, and if they don't want to buy, and for whatever the reason, they don't feel like you're giving them any sort of benefit at all, they're free to leave, okay? But you can't be afraid to sell. And I think that is one thing that people are afraid of doing, is they're afraid of selling, especially if you're female. And the older you are, the more afraid you are of being like that pushy old broad. But that's not what you're doing. You have to take the accent mark off yourself. This is both an inside your head sort of thing, and then your content marketing too. And then we're going to get into the teaching that I want. You guys, again, any questions or anything like that, put it in the comments below, because I'm here to serve you first, and then I'll jaw away after that. But you have to think to yourself that you are not selling so much as you are helping. Whatever it is that you are selling, whether it's products, services, or both, are you helping people to solve a problem? Are you helping people to make their life better? Are you helping people to satisfy a desire because they're going to collect, or they're going to like crush on stuff anyway? So why shouldn't they be crushing on your stuff? I got to tell you, you're going to have to put the accent mark on the other person and make your offers. I joke around to my students sometimes saying, we're not peddling porn over here, right? We're not peddling garbage, broken, cheapo stuff. You know, you shouldn't be ashamed of your offerings, especially if you're a products-based business. I'm sure you pour your heart and your soul into everything you create, whether it's jewelry or clothing, or whether you make your own essential oils or candles or whatever. I understand it takes a lot of work and blood, sweat, and tears to be in a products-based business model. For coaches, we're giving of our time. You cannot put a price tag on your lifespan. The time that you spend coaching, you can't get back, right? The courses and the digital assets that people create, it does take time to do that. It takes money, even if you delegate some of this out to a designer. I'm slightly colorblind, so I can't do my own designing. You guys would be like, what the heck is this? P.S. Fun fact, not just men are colorblind. Some of them. But you cannot be afraid to make an offer. I would say, no matter what your business model, at least twice a month. At least twice a month. My multiple 5-figure to 6-figure successes, and I do have one 7-figure success under my belt now too, they sell every week. They have some sort of coupon, promotion, something that they can talk to their email list and their social about, both parallel, every single week. They would tell you whether it is that they're creating products and they have 2-3 collections, maybe a retirement, maybe a launch, and then they have other collections, and they're just showcasing something different every week to my coaches and course creators and my influencers, right? Gaming influencers, other types of influencers. Are they selling merch? Do they have an affiliate link that they're sending people to for something that they use or a tool that they utilize? Are they a coach also? Are they, are they coaching people, even though they're an influencer, on how to do whatever it is that their aspirational brand cycles around? If you're not making at least 2 offers a month, you're basically, whether you realize it or not, you're in hobbyist mode. And if you're okay with that, that is fine. My channel and my brand is more for people who are trying to make a living at this, even if it's part-time, because for whatever the reason, you're cool with that. Your financial situation allows for that. I don't care if it's part-time or full-time income. I'm trying to teach people who are actually working a business model and not a hobby. A hobby is fine, and you can get a lot of benefit out of my stuff. But if you're starting to go, oh, I couldn't run a sale or a promotion twice a month, that's too much. I can't send an email out to my list once a week, even if every other week I'm running a sale. So it's sales based. Here's your coupon. Here's your reminder. And the other weeks, it's like, here's a YouTube video I did. Or if you like to blog, here's a blog post I did. Or if you're like many of the students that I coach, I'm like at least one of the 2 social media platforms minimum that you're focusing on. In the beginning, that might be all you can do. You're a solopreneur. You don't have a team. You don't have an independent contractor to help you. That's fine. When you get into more intermediate level, you're making more money. You can reinvest back into your business. Then you can do more content marketing on more platforms more often. I am not telling a beginner to do all the things simultaneously all the time. That's not realistic. You have to run your business and live your life too. But once you get more intermediate, you're doing at least 2 sales a month. You are getting conversions on your content. And we're going to talk about how to do that a little bit better in just a minute. Let me just close the loop on this. But once you know you have proof of concept, once you know that when you're running a minimum of 2 sales a month or 2 promotions a month, it's not if you're going to make money, it's how much. And your email list and your social is growing more than it's retracting, then you know that your audience is fine. You know that your offers are fine. Then I would try to graduate to 3 offers a month. You can certainly mix up what type of offer or sale or promotion type it is. And you should try to reinvest back into your business. Is it an auto post or an auto scheduling system, or you're done using the free version, you're ready to upgrade to something more professional? I can't tell you how many of my intermediate level students are like, the more offers I make, the more money I make. I do feel better. I am starting to feel more comfortable about making more offers more often. And of course, I'm making more money. So now I can afford to unlock stuff on a free or freemium auto poster scheduling system for the content marketing. Then maybe they also invest in the popularity plan. It's not a subscription service. Every month I make an offer, $37, 15 graphics, 15 corresponding captions to go with the graphics, and 4 emails, 1 for every week for the month ahead, right? So maybe they can do that so they can kind of spread their net out a little wider. They're covering their base more and more easily. And maybe as they're making more money, they're getting ready to go into advanced mode. They're now capable of covering 3 different platforms, and they are also capable of maybe getting an independent contractor or part-time or full-time employee. By the time you're advanced, you're running a sale or a promotion every week. At least it's averaging out like that. And you're, of course, making much more money. Your platform is growing. Your email list is growing. Yeah, occasionally you'll have some defectors or unsubscribes. There's no way of ever not having that. But as long as you're growing more than any sort of contractions going on, you are heading in the right direction. You are fine. You're not a not-for-profit. And Donna from Transformational Healing by Donna isn't here, but she said it once in the past. She's like, even not-for-profits have to make money, right? So you can't feel like bad or dirty that you're asking for money or that you're running sales or you're launching or retiring anything. If you have an approach avoidance about selling, that's something you got to overcome. Because if you have all these dreams that you want to fulfill and it's going to be through your business, that's beautiful, but you have to make more offers more often. And yes, you do have to have some content marketing, yes, to facilitate the sales, and yes, some other content marketing to build up the know, like, and trust factor. Let's talk a little bit more about sales marketing today with organic content marketing. And yes, that includes emailing your list and social both, and even things that you do with lives. So what I know, like a lot of products-based students of mine do, if you're not products-based, you still want to listen because this will translate out into what you do and how you do it too. Is it a webinar? Is it a sales funnel? Is it a landing page? What is it? But I know that a lot of my students, and some of them even if they've been with me for any period of time, they hear some of this stuff, but like maybe it needs to absorb a little more, or maybe when it comes to implementation, they have to implement a little bit more often. A lot of times when you're, say, a products-based business, you write a product description on a sales page, or you do a post that's like a product spotlight on, say, Facebook or Instagram, or a Pinterest pin. And then your caption that goes with that spotlight photo on Facebook, on Instagram, the caption that you can put into the pin description when somebody taps open that pin to read the description, right? All kind of the same thing. If all you do is list features, I'm not saying you can't get sales. Some people, the features are just so important to them and they're analytical and they're zeroed in, right? 100% organic cotton sheets. Great. So some people will just buy on that. You will get more sales more often when you're not just putting out a list of features. You're talking about the benefits, but there's something even more important than just talking about the benefits. So like a feature might be 100% organic Egyptian cotton. That's the feature. You can candy coat it with a benefit that is silky, smooth, and soft. But the meaning is what's going to get more people to buy more often. Ooh, I got to transfer over to water. Pardon me. So sorry. Because this has kind of got caramel and sugar in it, and it's coating my throat. But the meaning is going to get more people to buy because more people are buying your offer than they are the product itself. And they're buying your offer because of what it means to them when they make the purchase of your product, or they get in your coaching package. They buy your digital download, they get your course, whatever. What it means to them to get this product. And I find that too many of my beginner students are great at features. And I'm not saying they're not important. I might push them down a product's description, or I might push them further down in a caption, because there are some people that need to know that stuff before they make their purchase. But they're not really great about benefits. Some people are good at kind of clambering around benefits, meaning almost none of my beginners are really good about explaining what it means when you buy this product, when you get this coaching package, when you buy my course, whatever. What does it mean? So like features on the popularity plan, because let's look at digital downloads for a minute. Let me close the loop on the organic cotton sheet. So say you're selling sheets, you're a products-based business. 100% organic Egyptian cotton sheets, features that are silky smooth to the touch. Benefit, meaning so that you get the best night's sleep that you ever had in your life. That's what it means. Okay, it's nice to know that your sheets aren't scratchy and cheap, that, maybe it's like somehow less than 200 per cal thread, count per sheet. But what does it mean? Why do I care? Like when you're listing out your features and you're trying to candy coat them with benefits that are infused with meaning, ask yourself, if someone's reading this who isn't me and they go, so what, who cares? You have to be able to answer that question with your benefit. When you're showcasing your benefit on a product, no matter what type of product it is, or on your offer, no matter what type of offer it is, what does it mean to that person if they took you up on their offer? Because most people will buy with their emotions first. And any sort of analytical stuff, including the features, they'll use to justify or the price or whatever their sticking point was. So I'm not saying to hell with features or don't put them at all, even in a social media caption that corresponds a product with a product spotlight photo. What I'm saying is, if you can't get them in the tagline to get their attention of what it means, to like read the whole caption and like understand what this product, getting this product would mean to them, you're going to lose the sale more likely than not. I don't care how, well, I do care to some extent how beautiful the product spotlight photo is. Sure. Because you do want people to slow their scroll and go, ooh, pretty. And a lot of my students, even the beginners, are good at that, the actual asset or media, but then they blow it with the caption because there isn't one, or it's short and stubby, or it just lists price and features. And like I said, you may get some sales, and that's great if you do, but I shudder to think of all the sales that you didn't get because somebody slowed their scroll but then kept going, or said, ooh, pretty, and then they left. When you get that benefits-laden hook that is infused with meaning, they will stop their scroll. They'll, on Facebook and Instagram, they'll tap or click on more or see more to unpack the rest of the caption. And once they've read through the caption, sure, they're going to get the features. They may get the features throughout and a list of the more boring features and specs at the bottom. And again, some people need that, but they're not going to get there or pay attention, or you won't close the sale if they're just like, okay, and then they leave. When you talk about the meaning, you go to their emotions. When you go to their emotions, they don't want to leave without having the best night's sleep possible. Do you know what I mean? So let's look at a digital asset next, because I know that some of my students, they're not doing tangible products, they're doing digital assets. And by the way, if you're getting good value, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. Those engagements help as well. I appreciate it, because then this will get pushed out to more people who haven't seen this yet, or who need to be seeing it when it comes up on the replay. I really appreciate it. Okay, so say you're selling digital assets, no matter what they are. Let's look at the popularity plan again. What did I say before? I said that the popularity plan packs, it's not a subscription, it's $37. It's 15 social media graphics that are pre-done and neutral tones, so you can use it, no matter what. Oh, wait. So it's 15 graphics, social media graphics. It's 15 corresponding captions, and it's 4 emails, 1 assigned to each week of the month that you're going to use this packet in. Those are features. And some people might just automatically, if they're thinking analytically, they'll go, okay, the next time she launches the popularity plan, that sounds good because I'm a solopreneur, or I have an independent contractor or part-time employee, but they're already busy, or this isn't in their wheelhouse either, and I can't afford another independent contractor for hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month or more. I can't afford another employee for hundreds to $1,000 a month or more, and maybe even benefits, but I can afford $37 to buy me the features of 15 graphics, 15 corresponding captions, and 4 emails. Some people can analytically justify the purchase versus the $37 price for the whole shebang and go, analytically speaking, it's a great purchase. Do I get that? Sure. But you want benefits too. So now the benefits that you would layer in on top in this example is, okay, it's 15 social media graphics that are done in neutral tones that still kind of like call back to whatever month they're going to be used in, so that no matter what your branding is, this shouldn't clash. And yes, you do have the capability of making additional alterations if you want, and if you have the time, and any sort of editing software you'd like, including free ones. And the captions, there may be blanks that you have to put in and some tweaks, but that's going to save you a lot of time. So these are benefits that are kind of candy coating the features, right? While you're laying the features out in your caption or description, or first, and then you can get more into fine grains with features as you're writing out a caption or a pin description or doing something live, right? But what does it mean for somebody who's a solopreneur to, maybe an intermediate level, small but mighty team entrepreneur? What does it mean, let's say, if you buy the popularity plan packs, which I'm not even selling one right now. This is just an example. What it means is all the time and the grief that you get to save, and you can easily cover a lot of your relationship and even sales-based marketing over the course of the next month. What would it mean to you to save hours and hours of your time just to even create this stuff from scratch or close? What would it mean to you if you don't love writing at all, or you don't feel you're the best at it, or you just don't have the time to mess with it until you feel like it's quote unquote good enough? What would it mean if you're just filling in blanks and doing slight tweaks and you're done with 15 social media posts out of the 30 minimum that you should be doing from month to month? Because yes, on at least the top 1 to 2 social media platforms that are most important to your niche, you should have a daily presence there. Anybody who tells you differently is lying. They're wrong. They're going off info from 1 to 4 years ago. They're not right. So like, what would it mean to save all that time, to save all that effort, and not mess with writing or digital graphics, one or both that you may not be the best at, because that's not what you're selling, no matter what business model you're in? What would it mean to you? The meaning is going to get more people to buy. So benefits and meaning is something that you should spend way more time on instead of just firing off features. Does this make sense? Let me know live or on the replay if this makes sense to you. Hey, Silver Fox, what's going on? Good to see you. Hey, Lisa Garrett. Good to see you. All right. If you haven't given me a big fat thumbs up, please make sure that you do so. Okay, so I'm not going to ask anybody to out themselves live or on the replay, but how many product descriptions have you written on your website, in your Etsy shop, wherever you're selling your products and or services? How often have you just been like, price, laundry list of features? There may be a lot. They may all be important to my niche. I understand my ideal customer. These features are very important to them. Yeah, okay, that's a really great start. That's like the skeleton. Where's the flesh on the bones? Because most people are just going to drive by the skeleton. The more flesh you put on the bones and the more beautiful and meaningful you make it, the more people stop and give your product spotlight post or pin or what have you all the attention that it deserves. And they're more likely to buy when they go tip to tail through that experience. Okay, does that make sense to you? Hey, Mike Reinhard, what's going on? Good to see you. So I'm not asking anybody to out themselves, but like, how many times have you written product descriptions or pages on your website that have to do with your products and or services? And you're like, how come more people aren't getting it? It's because it might not mean enough to them, right? You got them to slow the scroll with whatever beautiful photo or graphic or video snippet. Ooh, pretty. And then they just leave. So a lot of content consumers are skimming. You need a benefits-laden hook with that first line in the caption that is dripping with the most meaningful representation of what it means if someone took you up on your offer for every single product. Yes, there's additional work involved, but this is work that's going to get you the conversions that you want as a business owner. I don't care what your business model is. This is what works. Hey, Michelle McLaughlin, what's going on? Thank you. I am feeling better. I had a little coughing, slight little coughing jag, but this is a little too caramely, and I think the sugar got stuck in my throat. But yes, I'm feeling a lot better than 2 weeks ago where it was like, whoo. So let me greet Michelle. So yes, you have to make more offers more often. And yes, you do have to really be focused on meaning and benefit and not just features. When we're talking about straight up sales pages on your website, product spotlights on social, even YouTube videos that you do that would spotlight a product or even a whole collection of products or a service or what have you, like that has to be in part of the script or at least the presentation if you like to wing it for your videos, even your short form content videos like Reels, like TikToks, because I know that a lot of people are like, well, why should I, as a more mature entrepreneur, do short form content, short form video content? When I say that, what I mean is Instagram Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts. If you're not doing those at all, it's like you missed out on Instagram when it was new, like that kind of thing. It's like you missed out on Facebook when it was new. You will be kicking yourself a year from now. I have some students that just largely through short form video content marketing from August of last year to like August of this past year, they've gone up to multiple 5 figures, 6 figures, knocking on heaven's door of 6 figures. And they're like, oh my God, thank God I listened to you, right? Early adopters do tend to get, the victor goes the spoils. Do I think it's too late now because all this stuff launched months to a year ago, depending, or TikTok was around for a while? I don't really think TikTok got serious traction until it went from Musical.ly to TikTok, but it's on track to be 1 billion users. It is getting to the point where it will, within a matter of months, even possibly eclipse where Instagram is now. You just can't ignore TikTok. You can't. Got mine too. Starbucks sees me every day. I know, I like it. And I was doing good, Michelle, until like a little bit of the sugar built up quite a bit. As I sip more and hopefully don't cough over everybody. How many people are scared about short form video content marketing? Please talk about it down below. It's okay. You don't have to out yourself. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I know that I tend to attract more mature entrepreneurs instead of like Gen Z or like ridiculous young Gen Y. And I understand it. One of my students, she's not on now. She might see this on the replay and she can tease me later. I remember last year when I was talking about the Julie Tennant. I remember Julie Tennant putting this rather brilliantly. I think I'm going to nail exactly what she said. She said, I understand what you're talking about when it comes to TikTok and the opportunity, but I've gone on there, created my account, looking at the content, and I feel like, and she's not even tremendously old, Julie Tennant. And she goes, I just feel like I'm an old person standing on my front lawn yelling at all these stupid kids to be quiet. And I understand that, but over 2020 or into 2021, it's now 52% millennials and older on that platform. So it's already hit the tipping point for like, it's not going to collapse and go away. That happened to Vine years ago. Vine was just ahead of its time when it came to short form video content. I was just starting to lean into it for marketing and boom, it disappeared. Well, it didn't disappear. Twitter bought it. And I was like, okay, Twitter's going to do the right thing. And it shut it down. So curse you, Dak Dorsey. Twitter. Oh, Twitter. It's not a cesspool at all. But, Michelle said, I had a millennial message me on Instagram yesterday about doing more reels. Scary for me. Girl, I'm so proud of you. But this is exactly like, you're not always going to get your audience saying, good for you, more of this type of content, please. But Michelle and others watching live and on the replay, and make sure you give this a big thumbs up if you're here. Subscribe if you haven't already, but give me the thumbs up or hashtag live, hashtag replay at the very least, because every engagement is another data point for the YouTube algorithm to surface. It'll push this out to more people while we're live. And yes, it will suggest it out to more people on the replay. So Michelle, that's kind of like God or the universe or whatever it is you believe in telling you, please lean into this more, because most of the time your audience, folks, I don't care who your audience is, isn't going to be like, yes, and more of this type of content marketing specifically. So I like to believe, I believe in God. So I think it's like God telling me, but if you're like, no, God, fine, the universe is telling you, whatever, goddess, whatever it is you believe, wonderful. This is something telling you that you need to do it. Not everybody's going to get that specific like nudge or push, right? So Instagram did say more towards a couple months ago now, the CEO of Instagram specifically came out and said, they're not even being coy about this, that Instagram is now a video sharing app and it is not specifically a photo sharing app anymore. What does that mean? It doesn't mean, it's not like the prison of two ideas exactly. You can still do feed posts that have graphics or our photos and product spotlight photos and stuff. I think you still should, but it should not be your priority and it should not be all or most of what you do anymore. Instagram doesn't come out too often to get too specific about exactly what they'd like to see you do, because if they gave away how their algorithm worked, and this is the same of any other platform's owners discussing their algorithm. If they gave you all the crib notes on how their algorithm worked, you'd have people gaming the system all day, and it would be a lot harder to rank people higher and to suggest people out more. Everyone would be neck and neck and possibly gaming the system. This was one of the rare times that Instagram came out and said, hey, yo, please focus on video specifically. What do you think that means? IGTV videos still get very good traction because, and Instagram said this years ago, that's a long-term play that they knew going in because they want to over time be more competitive with YouTube. YouTube is way too mature of a platform to just say, we're going to knock you over in a year or two. That would be ridiculous. Come on. I don't think YouTube is going anywhere necessarily for the foreseeable future ever. Intermediate and advanced students of mine at least should have a presence on YouTube, but because it's only the second largest search engine on planet Earth behind Google. Google's the largest search engine on Earth, period. YouTube's the second largest. It's the first largest video search engine on Earth. And then Pinterest is the third largest search engine on Earth, but it's also the largest image-based search engine on Earth. So by the time you're advanced, yes, I don't care who you are and who you're selling to, you should have a team of at least independent contractors, if not employees, part-time, full-time, whatever, some fusion blend of those things. Advanced, you should have a presence on social, on YouTube, and on Pinterest. I really do think so. Pinterest is becoming more and more 50-50 between men and women, or people who identify as such. So don't be like, well, I sell mostly to men and they're not on Pinterest. Your intel's about 3 years old then. That's not true. And even Pinterest wants you to have video pins. So if you're in my social pin shortcut course, we discuss video pins, different ways that you could do video pins with like freemium software. And then yes, one that you do have to pay for, but you don't need it. If you're in social pin shortcut, yes, we do talk about also in a separate lesson why this is so important and that even Pinterest's algorithm is going to favor your video pins, likely largely over your static image pins. But Pinterest is still the realm of, unless their CEO comes out and says something different, Pinterest is still the realm of image-based search more. But they can't afford to be too stodgy and not start to lean into video-type content because they could suffer MySpace disease and become completely irrelevant. I'm not guaranteeing you that Pinterest won't evolve to largely video too. But I have been a student of algorithms since 2013, 14, when I was coaching part-time, and 2015 and beyond when I started to coach full-time. I'm not a newbie. I've been around the block. I can't even tell you how many times. And so are a lot of my students from years ago. Mike Reinhardt, I love Pinterest. You should. You can rank, if you know your Pinterest SEO and just SEO in general, you can rank a pin within minutes to hours, and you can do good for a good day or more with even just that one pin. Google also loves Pinterest, even though they don't own one another. They're not in a corporate family tree with each other. But because Pinterest is a legit search engine, the way the Google algorithm works is it will give favoritism to search engines. It will give a ton of favoritism to YouTube. YouTube and Google are owned by the same umbrella parent company called Alphabet. Anybody who says that Google owns YouTube is about 7 to 8 years late to the fair on Alphabet being created. Okay, don't sound silly. Alphabet owns both Google and YouTube. Nonetheless, if you do YouTube videos and you know your SEO, you can get your YouTube videos to rank very high on Google. If you're doing YouTube shorts, there's even a separate shelf for shorts you may find depending upon your search. And YouTube shorts are getting primo placement as well. However, circling back to Pinterest, Pinterest pins also tend to rank disproportionately high if you understand SEO and you apply it to Pinterest. And there's a little bit of unique Pinterest SEO too, but that goes beyond the scope of today. And that's actually locked down in Social Pin Shortcut anyway. I'll probably relaunch that course before the end of the year, but I have Funnel Dynasty, which is my big ticket secret sauce. There's a lot of things in that course I don't teach anywhere else. That's the Daddy Mac Daddy that will be launching in October. So let's see. So when you're doing content marketing with Pinterest, though, I will say this, if you're not inviting with like a text overlay for somebody to tap open the pin to read the description content, people will go by and go, ooh, pretty. There should also be some sort of call to action. It might be truncated or short that might be dripping in meaning. Like, what would it mean to them to open up this pin to read the description? What in the description starts off with a benefits laden hook that's dripping in that meaning? So you're paying off and closing loop when they go to tap and open the pin to consume the rest of the description. And then what's the call to action to get them to do something beyond they followed your first call to action to tap open or click open and see the pin? What's the next call to action after that? Because if you're just posting stuff on Pinterest, I will say this much, you know, and it's like, ooh, pretty or not much more. They get some information. Okay, they may know, like, and trust you. They might want to follow your account. But, you know, that's just the first of 3 very important macro conversions to get. And, you know, the most important one is the third, which is sales. So can you get a sale on Pinterest? Can you do it directly? Of course you can, without paid ads or paid pins, right? But, or promotional pins. But you can get them indirectly too. But I want to bounce off of Pinterest and go back to this whole thing about meaning, benefits, and features, right? Because no matter what your business model and no matter what you're selling and who you're selling it to, it's great to have the features, but I would push those down further on your sales page or in the caption on, say, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever that goes with, you know, the features. What, or at least some of the features that you know are going to be super important, those can kind of drift a little closer to the top, but you need to candy coat them with benefits. And that first benefit laden hook that gets them to click see or see more or click open the pin or whatever, that has got to be wrapped up with meaning. What does it mean to them to consume more of this piece of organic content? And by the time they get to the bottom, what does it mean to them to take you up on your offer, to buy the product, the digital product, to avail themselves of your service? Now let's put a cherry on top of this with short form content. And if you've got any questions, ask me. So when it comes to Instagram Reels, to TikTok, and to Shorts, if you are not doing at least one of those platforms and putting content on there like daily or near daily, you are going to miss out on a rocket ride of growth. I said before, I have students that have had multiple 5 to 6 figure businesses when they came to me a year to 2 years ago, and they were like maybe profitable or like 4 to 5 figures in success. And they embraced and were more early adopters of short form video content. They got the benefits. Can you still do it now? Sure you can. Are they starting to sunset super big reach on those platforms? Not quite yet, because they're still very competitive with one another, to the point where TikTok's like, oh yeah, Instagram, you stole our features basically to create Instagram Reels. Like when Instagram Reels first came out, some of my students were like, oh no, it's something else for me to learn. And I'm like, are you doing TikTok? And some of them were doing it. So I said, go look at Instagram Reels. It's the same darn thing. And they're like, 5 minutes and I've got it down. Like, that's how I'm surprised there's not a lawsuit. But anyway, so TikTok said, fine, a tout brute turnabout is fair play. So guess what they have? TikTok stories that are actively being tested while this video is live. It's not available to everybody yet. Do update your TikTok app if you have it. And you may see that you're part of the beta test if your app is updated. If you update, you make sure you're updated and you don't have that feature yet. It's coming. It's coming because the beta test has been going on for quite a bit. It has spread out to more users. I can confirm that. And it's something that, you know, TikTok is kind of messaging about now. So I do think that they're just like, fine. We'll become more of a self-contained thing, and maybe we can make Instagram irrelevant. Wow. So that's all I'll say about that right now. But when it comes to like features, benefits, and meaning. And how do you do this with a short form piece of video content? I will say that there is a video on my channel. Let me see if I can share. I know I can share the link. Let me just grab the link. I talk about short form video content scripting. So, if you use a teleprompter, I'm sure you're going to love it. If you don't, you like to have notes or fly by the seat of your pants, it'll still be a good deal. Let me see. I have so many videos. But I will share it. Oh my God, there's so many. Because I do edited videos on YouTube Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. And then Wednesdays, I'm here for the live Q&A session for like at least a half an hour, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I'm a minute or two late, I live in a part of upstate New York that I'm not always able to immediately get a connection. I'm not falling out of integrity with you. Believe me, I start trying to get on before 10. Hold on just a second here. All right, so okay. Thank you. Goody. Y'all have to know, you do weird things, you won't be seen. You will be consigned to the vacuum that you deserve to be in. Loser. Okay, so here's the thing. I do have a video on my channel that does talk about how to script things out as a more mature entrepreneur so that you get your point across about whatever it is that you are discussing on an Instagram reel, on a TikTok, on a YouTube short. Now, with a lot of these things, you can only go to about a minute. TikTok recently largely rolled out the ability for you to go up to 3 minutes. So again, make sure your TikTok app is updated. Very likely you'll see a message in your box that says, hey, you now can do videos up to 3 minutes. TikTok is now talking about rolling out the capability to go up to 5 minutes. What does TikTok think it's going to be? Like YouTube? I don't know. But TikTok is very powerful, very, very long time, and it's going to be up to 1 billion users any second now. So maybe they think they can take on YouTube too. Who knows? But even if all you've got is 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, you can get a lot across inside the short form video content marketing itself, like that video asset. But on TikTok, this isn't true. Although I wonder if they're going to fix this going forward too. But on Instagram, you can get up to 2,200 characters in a caption for your, quite frankly, your feed posts, your IGTV videos, but also for your Instagram reels. If you didn't know that, you definitely should know it now. That will include the up to 30 hashtags that you can use to optimize that Instagram reel. And of course, with Instagram reels, I do love them because you can also, the feature will be toggled on when you go to publish it. I would leave it toggled on. You can also cover your feed posts that way. And it makes more sense now since the Instagram CEO announced that Instagram is now predominantly a video sharing service. So no wonder they'd want more videos in your feed than graphics or photos. But again, you can definitely put those in there if you like too. I'm just saying you need to get into reels more, not less. Let's see. All right. So you can express things in an Instagram Reels caption that you can't really do so well in that short, stubby little caption that you get with TikTok. Do I think that TikTok, to be more competitive with its competition, will probably get you a longer caption? It'll be my guess. I don't think they're prioritizing it yet, but I think that they will. They're really fighting to get that stories feature beta tested out enough to work out enough kinks to unlock it for everybody. And then everybody will be talking about TikTok even more. They're not dumb. They're not dumb. Do I think that you should be ready to jump on TikTok stories once it's unlocked for you? Absolutely. Because any platform will give you an algorithmic boost and push out that content that is new, or you use that feature or sticker or whatever is new. They're going to be giving that content more of a boost or more of an unfair advantage algorithmically because they want their new toy or new sticker or new feature to work on that platform. And if they're worried about competition, they want to give it to the competition. They really do. So with YouTube Shorts, what's good about that is you get like 5,000 characters in the show notes that go with your videos. That includes YouTube Shorts. You're crazy not to. So even though YouTube Shorts is like, say, a minute for you, you can get a lot across in 60 seconds, whether it's salesy, it's relationship marketing, or maybe a bit of both. But then your show notes or your description that goes with that video can help save the day for you. So short form video content marketing is where you're going to get the rocket ride of growth if you're new or relatively new. Does that mean that I say, oh, Facebook's dead? No, I think your brand needs a Facebook page. Treat it like a bulletin board. Put a post there once a day. You're good. Is it an announcement? Yeah, sure. Are you announcing a sale? Are you announcing a product launch or retirement or whatever? Sure. I would be posting there once a day. Should you have a Facebook group for customers only? Sure. That's great. Have a customer community, maybe do customer service there, whatever. Should you have a Facebook group that's open to anybody who wants to join that has to do with the intersecting interest that would bring somebody to a business like yours in the first place, and they're searching on Facebook for content like that? Sure you should. So I'm not saying Facebook is dead at all. If you look at Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill on Facebook, we have like 12,000 people liking and following us on our page, 3,100 people in our group, and it can often be a very active group. Instagram, we have thousands and thousands of people. Oh, and on TikTok, before I go, let's talk about TikTok really quickly for Joe's. I don't want a content strike. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. We are at 761,200 fans or followers on TikTok. Unbelievable. So, and we're a brick and mortar food service establishment. That's my 7-figure success business. Within about two-ish years of just following my content marketing recommendations, back when there was no rocket ride, you just worked. Because there wasn't anything totally new going on. Maybe Facebook Lives were relatively new in 2016, but by 2018, they were a 7-figure success. 2015 into 16, they were thinking of selling their business because, yes, it was profitable, but not very much for what they were putting in. And we're not talking about, it was like only $100,000 worth of profit. It was not even that. Okay. So if two-ish years, you're selling hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream, milkshakes, just like the folks across the street, just like how many competitors within a 5-minute car ride, bike ride, or even walk from us, we blew them all away. And it didn't even take long to start doing that, but it took two-ish years to get to 7 figures. And we didn't even have the short form content marketing boom that anybody watching this live or on the replay anytime soon would be able to have. So that is amazing. Now, at 761,000 plus followers or fans on TikTok, do you think we're a 1-location mom and pop store, 765 square feet in the middle of who knows where, Dutchess County, New York? And do you know what? People come up to us talking about our TikTok all the time. They saw it, their kids saw it, their grandkids saw it, and we just have to go to Joe's. So the amount of sales that we get do go up in relationship to that organic content marketing. And we have a global audience, as you might think, at that size, and they want merch or merchandise from us. So now we're going to go into a non-edible products-based business because we have so much demand from it just through the messages on TikTok alone, we would be crazy to ignore it. Crazy. So we didn't even start out as a non-edible products-based business, and they want t-shirts and hats and all sorts of stuff. If you're already selling t-shirts, hats, fashion, makeup, skincare, jewelry, whatever, essential oils that you could ship anywhere throughout the world or almost anywhere throughout the world, why are you missing out on this? I have no idea. So Bridget from Personal Space Creation says, I'm still working up to at least a weekly live. Right now, we're just doing monthly. Oh, girl. Prioritize that, because still, even though it's short form content marketing getting all this supersonic reach that it will not always have, eventually that stuff will be sunset down. The live streams I used to do on Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, like I remember being pissed if I didn't get at least 3,000 people watching, combined between the live and the replay. I don't want to overstate this. My biggest one was over 6,100 people watching, and they were watching for a while. Yes, I do believe that lives have been a little bit sunset, especially on Facebook, but people so love lives. It's not been sunset a lot, and it does still get some very, very good priority over anything other than short form content marketing. So I know, Bridget, you and Darren have two businesses going and a lot going on, but I would go for it 15 to 20 minutes once a week. Email your list, same bat time, same bat channel, girl. I know you know what I'm talking about. And let your email list know, let your social following know. And within about a month or so of going live and sending out those reminders and stuff, you will definitely see more people attending your lives and or watching your replay. Thank you, Mike. He says, those ice cream cookies, give me the ice cream sweets. I love following. Thank you. My best projection, since we're picking up at least 1,000 fans or followers daily now on TikTok, is that we will be getting to 1 million within, if it takes much longer than a month, I honestly would be shocked. Catherine Burriel, yay, Miss Catherine. This was a very, very packed live stream. So I hope you can catch the replay. But of course, I'm always happy to see you here. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you found any value. Social Talk Shortcut, the remastered, it only needs some slight tweaks right now, but the remastered version is going to be up for sale, $397, one time only. It will be up for sale by Friday of this week, and I'll give it a good 5 days, cart open, cart close for everybody who wants to get in. After that, at the rate of what's already in there, what I'm adding, the remasters, and what I'm going to continue to add, because I will show you what Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill does. Even if you're not an edible products line kind of business or a food service establishment, I'm going to show you what they do and how they do it to kind of connect with what I'm teaching, because that'll give you an example. It's kind of a case study, right? So that you can more easily make the connection about what to do for a products-based business. And we'll discuss spins for services-based business. By the time I re-release that course one more time, I think before the end of this year, it will be at the price that it will be going forward, which is $997, because there will be so much more in there and so much more in the way of bonuses and case studies. There's already a ton of click-by-click PDFs in there, and there's already a ton, hours of video content that teaches you content marketing, shooting it through the lens of short form video only, and shooting it through the lens of, again, you're an adult. You're not just trying to be an influencer. You're not just dancing and doing crazy challenges to be goofy. You want to grow a lot of brand awareness while it is still kind of roughly the wild, wild west there. And you want to know how to bring people through your funnel to get them through each of the 3 macro conversions. Yeah, they're going to be a follower or a fan. Yeah, they're going to get on that link in your profile or bio, and it's probably not the link you think it would be. And yeah, you're going to get more sales from them sooner or later. I do have people that make sales every single week due to just TikTok alone. I really do. I'd say there's 6 to 7 students that I have since last year that not only have their lives been changed, they can do a lot of brisk trade either directly on TikTok through the messages, or they'll take them to the website after that. Do you have a website that lists your different courses? I am overhauling my website, Catherine. There will be that. I will put out an email to the list because I know you're on it. And you'll be able to see it. All of the, and of course, there'll be links to everything at their evergreen prices. Between the migration madness, without getting into that, a lot of my students know what that is. It's over now. It's over. I think we're largely done working out kinks too. There may be some strays. That took a lot of my time, even with help from Cupcake Trainings. They were wonderful. And then getting ill again, but now I'm Better. So now I can finish my website because, yeah, for sure, you know, you want to buy something and you don't want to wait for launch. You can absolutely do that. So yes, we're almost done with the October popularity plan for those people who are like, ooh, I have September, I want October. That's coming. That'll probably be launched in about 2 weeks because I want to get out the relaunch of Social Talk Shortcut. All right, that's it for now. So I'm going to, on my channel, if anybody has any last minute questions, please let me know. But let me see. I really want to find that video to link down here that talks about the script. Yeah, it's got to be over here then. I did a series about Instagram SEO. So you can find that on the Instagram SEO playlist that I have, and the Instagram marketing playlist. I also have a TikTok marketing playlist. And if you like what's being discussed on that marketing playlist, just imagine how happy you would be on the inside of Social Talk Shortcut. I'm going to have to, there's so many, and I don't want to hold everybody up, and I do have to go, but there is a script. And I do go into it more as a bonus in the remastered version of Social Talk Shortcut. I just have some lessons to record before I go and launch it. So good morning. Hey, what's going on? Okay, so that's it for now, you guys. I will talk to you guys later if you're just coming in live. This was a packed one, so go back and watch from the beginning. You'll be glad you did. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.